A big complaint I hear from women dating in midlife is that men are just looking for a nurse, somebody to take care of them, or a purse, somebody to support them. In this video today, I'm going to share tips on how not to attract those men and how to attract a more equitable relationship where you support each other. If you're dating in midlife, you will definitely meet many men over 50 who have let themselves go. They don't eat well, they don't exercise, they might be suffering from multiple ailments, which they'll often share with you on a first date or first phone call. I've had men who called me and said, "Hey, I've got diabetes, I have kidney stones, just wanted you to know all these things about me." And unfortunately, you're left feeling like you have to be their caretaker. Why would you want to sign up for that? Then there are the men whose finances were wiped out in a divorce, and or men who lost their jobs. We just are in the middle of a pandemic. People have lost income. But it's about complaining to you before they even know you. These men feel victimized. They feel like they're poor, and they maybe carry resentment towards their ex for taking all their money. I've had men tell me these sad stories of being broke and taken advantage of before we even know each other. So why would you want to date that guy? I want to point out that while this may have been your experience, as it has been mine, obviously not all men are like that. And for every man who wants a nurse or a purse or even a therapist or a mommy, there are women who want the same thing. I want you to be honest with yourself for a moment and just ask yourself, do you want a man who has wealth? Do you want somebody who can take care of you financially? Do you want someone who will be there if you get sick? These things are not bad things. It's really how we present them. It's fine to want somebody who has wealth, fine to have somebody who's going to take care of you, but it's not okay to present these things as if you're a victim and you can't do it on your own. That's the difference. So instead of immediately assuming that a man's going to want something from you and he's going to drain you, I want you to believe that there really are men who are going to add value to your life. There are men out there who really are looking for their equal, for an equal partner. So if you've been burnt in the past and you've met many men who seem to drain the life out of you, who seem to want to tell you their whole life story, which actually makes sense because as women, we are good listeners often, especially if we are in the field of therapy or medicine or some heart-centered field, coaching. We're interested in people. Maybe you're in sales and you ask a lot of questions. I've had clients like that too. And so men don't often get the opportunity to talk to their male friends about these things, and they'll like dump it all out on you. And so we don't want to project on him based on past experiences. We want to get to know each man as an individual and not put him in a box. But there's something that we do also that can allow a man to talk nonstop. So that's about boundaries. Don't just listen without any boundaries. So we want to have a man who can handle your boundaries. So if he does complain about his health or his financial situation, or he just starts telling you some of his darkest wounds, do set some boundaries right away. Let him know that you're interested in learning about who he is today, what you two have in common, and you want to focus on the positives right now. So without that boundary, a lot of people will just go on and on and on. And then you see how he handles your boundary. If he gets hostile, then he's showing you who he is, and it's time to walk away from that guy. But sometimes he has no idea that he's been that way. And so if he's apologetic and he didn't realize that he was just going on, and he can change the conversation, he is showing you that he has the ability to grow, to have a growth mindset. And that's really one of the cornerstones of a healthy relationship. What you want to do is really look at every date as that clean slate. And after every date, check in with yourself, check in with how you're feeling. Logan Ury, author Logan Ury, who wrote the book, How to Not Die Alone, which I have right here, one of my favorites. She has something called the post-date 8. And the post-date 8 is our 8 questions to ask yourself after every date. And I love these because a lot of times you're triggered and you make an assumption about somebody. And instead of doing that, ask yourself these 8 questions. What side of me did he bring out? Did he bring out the best in me or the worst in me? Number 2, how did my body feel during the date? Did I feel stiff, relaxed, or something in between? Number 3, do I feel more energized or drained than I did before the date? This is a big one. If I feel drained after a date, there is no second date. I need to feel that a person is giving me energy. So if a person is complaining about their wounds and their illnesses and their financial situation, chances are pretty good you're not going to be energized by that conversation unless you put boundaries down and see if the conversation can change. Number 4, is there something about him that I'm curious to know? Really important to want to know more about this person. Number 5, did he make me laugh? So important. If you laugh together, it's just one of the most important things in a relationship, right? Number 6, did I feel heard? So if you're someone who just listens, make sure that you're also sharing more of yourself. Don't be afraid to interrupt, to share more so you become more memorable on that date. Number 7, did I feel attractive in his presence? That's super important. And number 8, did I feel captivated, bored, or something in between? So I encourage you to have an open mind and give potential partners a chance, even if he shows up with some signs of wanting a nurse or a purse. He might have better qualities underneath, and you might actually have fun on the date. So I encourage you to ask yourself these questions after every date, and don't assume anything about a partner until you have exhibited boundaries. Speak up, and this is the path to finally finding the partner that you're seeking.